Salute family, Tank Commander Zulu back at y'all once again in this Real Man Movement. Today here at the Real Man Movement, we're going to be talking about the difference between pretty girls and beautiful women, and how a real man or woman should be able to tell the difference. Is it a pretty situation or beautiful? Let's talk about it here today with Tank Commander Zulu and the Real Man Movement. Fire in the hole, baby. Salute family, Tank Commander Zulu back at y'all once again in this Real Man Movement. Before we get into the topic of discussion today, I would like to invite everyone to become a subscriber to the channel. And if you are not a subscriber, please take a moment. Go down there to the bottom right where it says subscribe, hit that button, and then hit a bell icon. And that way you'll know about everything that's going on with Tank Commander Zulu and the Real Man Movement. You will be notified. And also, if you're into new journalism and boxing and combat sports, I advise you to go out and check out Dante's Boxing Nation, baby. Baddest brand in the land. Now back to the topic of discussion. Pretty girls and beautiful women. What's the difference? And how should a real man or real woman determine that they are in a situation with a pretty girl or a beautiful woman? You know, every man pretty much initially is attracted to what they believe is a beautiful woman. Now I said believe because beauty is much deeper than the skin. You know, there's a saying, and it's a worldly saying, that's beauty is only skin deep, or beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So what one person look at as being beautiful may not be beautiful to the next person. But beauty is something that every woman, whether they're willing to admit it or not, at some time or another, they're seeking that beauty. This is the reason why they put extensions in their hair, why they color their hair, why they hide their grays when they're older, why they try to shape their bodies in a way that is noticeable to men. All of these things are tactics of trying to become beautiful. Now let me say you something about beauty, and particularly in a woman. Beauty is a woman's most valuable trait. Yes, beauty. Not being pretty for the moment, but I mean beauty. Beauty that will last that woman all of her life. It's deeper than just her looks. Deeper than what she's physically built like. Those things are pretty, but they're not beautiful. Now, we're talking about pretty girls and beautiful women here. Let me break it down a little bit so we can kind of get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. A pretty girl is something that you will normally see on social media. A pretty girl that is struggling, and I mean really embarrassing herself to be considered beautiful. Now these pretty girls will tell you that they are beautiful. Let me get this right now, because listen, we all hold a degree of beauty. I'm not saying that it's wrong for a woman to consider herself as being beautiful. That's not what I'm saying at all. Just stay with the Tank Commander so you'll see where we're going. But what a pretty girl does is very different than what a beautiful woman does or will do. Things to make you, some women use things to make themselves look more appealing. And I said it, the hair extensions, the eyelashes, the lipstick, all of these things, showing their breasts, showing their butt. So in their mind, they believe they're looking beautiful to another man who's looking at her body or her prettiness. Now, there's not a lot of value in being pretty. I'm going to tell you like this for the women. I want you to hear the Tank Commander out now, because I love y'all. There's not a lot of value in you being cute and pretty. All the value is in you becoming and being a beautiful woman. See, we talked about a pretty woman. A pretty girl will do certain things to make you try to look at her. To make you try to look at her. Had she not been dressed a certain way, you wouldn't have even turned your eyes over there normally. But when their breasts are out, their buttocks is all out, they're showing you their stomach, they're showing you parts of themselves that are sexual, and any man will look at that. If you're a man, you're going to look at it. But you got to identify that for what it is. It's a woman who's made herself or tried to make herself look beautiful. And her understanding of beauty is corrupted. Now let's talk about beautiful women here. Because I think you guys got the understanding of what a pretty girl is. And there's many pretty girls. You know, they can make themselves look pretty. They can make you look at them. A pretty girl has to be looked at. She wants to be looked at. And the one thing a pretty girl hates is a beautiful woman. Now let's talk about this beautiful woman. You see, there's something about some women who just possess a real beauty, where they don't have to show you their breast to get your attention. They don't have to show you their buttocks to get your attention. They don't have to wear weaves. They don't have to do any of these things. They don't have to put on excessive makeup or anything. And they are beautiful on the outside now. Now, I'm talking about a beautiful woman. I'm not only pertaining to her physical looks, but I'm also talking about what's inside of her, what's deep inside of her heart. You see, there's some things a beautiful woman just will not do, that a pretty girl will violate every chance she gets. A beautiful woman it's not necessary for her to try to get your attention. Because although she's beautiful and she's not trying to over accentuate her beauty with makeup and all this other stuff, dyeing her hair all the time, she's not trying to do that. Just her presence alone brings a beauty. How she carries herself, how she interacts with you respectfully, how she's not trying to be overly flirtatious, but she has a certain standard about herself. And to any real man, that's a beautiful thing. You see, a pretty girl will always try to get attention from other men, even if you are with them, because they believe they want to be pretty. They want to find beauty, but they're looking at beauty. They're looking for beauty the wrong way. They're trying to become pretty girls so that people will look at them and say, wow, she looks good. Not understanding that when that man says she looks good, after she's showing all her buttocks and her breasts, she looks good for one thing only. And I don't have to go no further with that. You understand what that is, men and women. You're only good for that one night stand. You're only good for that side chick. You're not good for a real man who will stand by you. be there to protect you through thick and thin. A real man will definitely look at a pretty girl, but he's more attracted to a beautiful woman. Because let me tell you something about these pretty girls. With that prettiness only lasts for a season. What happens when they get older? Breasts start to hang down and drop. They're not so voluptuous anymore. The buttocks that you were so attracted to, it's not there anymore. It's not attractive anymore. So if you entangle yourself with a pretty girl who does not know how to be beautiful, these are the things you're going to get. You get someone in their 50s and 60s, a woman still trying to dress like she's 20 years old. You know, on one of these little social media sites, I saw a grandmother, she twerking, her daughter twerking, and her granddaughter, all three together in front of a camera twerking. Now she in her damn 60s, looking like a fool. Because she still wants to be considered pretty. She's dressed just like the granddaughter. The mother's dressed just like the granddaughter. All three of them. And you know, you don't have to look far to find it. It's out there. The sad part about it is that it's not just, it's everywhere. Pretty girls trying to be beautiful women and do not know how. You won't see a beautiful woman exposing herself in public that way. You won't see a beautiful woman disrespecting herself that way. It doesn't take much for a beautiful woman to get the attention of a real man. Her attitude, her demeanor, her respect towards a man. That's another thing, because there's a lot of pretty girls out here that have no respect for a man, and that's an automatic turn off to a real man. If you can't respect a man as a man, I don't care what you look like. It's an automatic turn off to any real man. And if you're a real man, you should stand on that. I don't care what she look like. Because guess what? That's go pass away. The physical beauty passes away. Or the physical attractiveness passes away. But one thing about beauty, a beautiful woman, that never goes nowhere. Even though her face may not be what it used to be, her body may not be what it used to be, but she's so beautiful from the inside out that you cannot help but stay attracted to that woman because she is beautiful. Now, if you got a man that knows how to respect a beautiful woman, every man does not know how to respect a beautiful woman. Usually, we find ourselves giving our attention to pretty girls. Pretty girls, and you tolerate their disrespect. You tolerate everything that comes with them that is nasty and ugly, which in turn stops them from being able to become a beautiful woman. They'll never be a beautiful woman because they're so used to being a pretty girl and getting the attention of the wrong type of men in their life because they wanted to be a pretty girl and not a beautiful woman. They didn't want to keep themselves covered so that the whole world's not seeing what should be only for the right man to see in their life. They show it to everybody, to everybody. Don't make a difference who it is. Of course, if you show yourself a woman, a man is going to look. It's how you show yourself and represent yourself. If you represent yourself as a whore, get expected to get treated like a whore. But if you represent yourself like a beautiful woman, that is the most attractive thing to a real man. And for my brothers out here, my real men, stop falling for the trick of the pretty girl. The only thing you fell in love with was when you saw those eyes and thighs and that long hair and the eyelashes and all that other stuff, the lipstick and all the other things. You fell in love with that. You mistook that for being beauty. That was just a pretty girl. Look, there's some transgender dresses that can fool you and look like a pretty girl. But guess what? They're not even a woman. They're transgender to look just like, they're making themselves look just like a pretty girl. Listen, I really hope this is hitting home. Because we all need to understand, men and women. Because women, you could be dealing with a person that you think is, another woman that you think is beautiful as a friend. And she's just a pretty girl. She's the one that wants to be the center of attention when you guys get together. She's the one that wants to be looked at all the time. She may think she looks physically better than the rest of the girls in her group. And because of that, some strange way, she somehow becomes somewhat of a leader or a standard to that group. She's just a pretty girl. And later on, women, you find out, you wind up falling out with that pretty girl because she never was beautiful. Never was beautiful. Listen, salute to all the beautiful women in the world. The women who don't need to put on eyelashes to get your attention. Who don't need to wear hair weaves to get your attention. Who don't have to wear excessive makeup for you to see how beautiful they really are on the outside. Salute to those beautiful women who know how to talk to a man. Who know how to deal with a man. And not be combative about everything. And not try to usurp his authority as a man every chance they get. A beautiful woman. She can be beautiful when she has that type of character. She's beautiful at 19 and just as beautiful as 90 years old. Because beauty is deep. You know, the Bible says it in the Song of Solomon. It's the Song of Solomon in the Bible, chapter 4, verse 7. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. No flaw. You see, when you're altogether beautiful, there's no flaw in you. You can have a scar from head all the way to the other side of your face. But if you are a beautiful woman, there's a real man sees no flaw in you. Read it again. The Song of Solomon in the Bible. This is what it says. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. See, a beautiful woman don't have no flaw. You might think they're physical flaws, but a beautiful woman don't have no flaws. A real man don't see the flaws. They see the beauty. But a pretty girl attempting to be a beautiful woman will show you flaw after flaw after flaw, in particularly with her character. But salute to all the beautiful women out there once again. And to all you pretty girls, find yourself. It's not too late for you to become beautiful. Put down the camera, shaking your butt in front of the camera. Doing all sort of things, revealing yourself in a way that's not even credible. That's not credible at all to your true character. Stop chasing whoredom and chase being a beautiful woman. And with that, family, I'm going to stop the tank tonight. But remember, once again, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It'll be greatly appreciated by the Tank Commander. And to all my sisters out there, listen, I love you. That's why I'm telling you this truth. And with that, family, remember, fear no man but God, baby. No man but God. Tank Commander Zulu, signing out.